In the secret book of John, one of the Gnostic texts the Church hunted, burned, and tried to erase from existence, there is a moment almost no scholar dares to fully explain. Not because it is unclear, but because it is times 2 times clear. It describes Jesus pulling John aside, away from the crowds, away from ears that could not handle what he was truly teaching. And with a seriousness the text calls fierce intensity, Jesus revealed what happens in the very moment the soul leaves the body. He told John, "When the soul departs, the Archons appear. But they do not appear as monsters. They appear as beings of light. They show you your life. They speak of karma you must balance, of lessons unfinished, of soul contracts yet to be completed. And with overwhelming love and perfect persuasion, they convince you to return, to reincarnate, to enter another body, to repeat another lifetime. Not because you must, but because they need you to. Because every reincarnation is energy harvested, because every return is another cycle in the Demiurge's farm system." Terrified, John asked, "Master, how do we avoid this trap?" And Jesus answered with words the Church removed from every official gospel. "The fact that you ask is the proof. Only those who carry the spark can see the trap. Most souls never question it. Most walk willingly into the light that leads them back into another life. But those who feel the wrongness, those who question, those who notice the distortion behind the glow, they are the ones Jesus called pneumatics, fragments of the monad temporarily trapped in flesh. And if you are watching this right now, that is not an accident. It means you are one of the few who can sense the illusion, one of the few whose consciousness is awakening, one of the few capable of escaping the reincarnation trap forever. Tonight, you will see exactly how the trap works, why it was built, why it only ensnares certain souls, and why the ones like **** you **** have always felt out of place in this world. Tonight, you learn what Jesus revealed, the truth the Archons fear you remembering. If you are still here, listening, feeling, remembering, that alone reveals something Jesus taught only to his inner circle. The trap does not concern everyone. Most souls move through this world asleep. They never question their suffering. They never sense the distortion in this reality. They never feel the quiet, constant homesickness you have carried since childhood. But you did, and that is the first sign. Jesus said the Archons designed this realm so that only one type of soul would ever recognize the illusion, those who carry the spark fragments of the monad temporarily wearing flesh. Pneumatics. The ones who do not belong here, the ones who feel the weight of every lie. The ones who walk through life searching for something they cannot name, something they once knew before they fell into matter. If you are watching this right now, it means your spark is waking up. It means your frequency has risen enough for this message to reach you. It means you are not hylic, not psychic. You are one of the ones Jesus spoke to directly. This is why nothing in this world has ever fully satisfied you. Why relationships, achievements, success, pleasure, none of it ever filled the ache. Why you feel like a visitor disguised as a human being. You are not here to blend in, you are here to remember. And the moment a pneumatic begins to remember who they are, the Archons panic. Because once you remember, the reincarnation trap no longer works. It cannot deceive a soul who can finally see. Tonight, you are remembering. And that is why you found this message. Or why this message found you. Before Jesus revealed the escape, he needed his disciples to understand the enemy, not the Romans, not the priests, not the world you see with your eyes. The true enemy exists behind the world. In the machinery of this realm, operating quietly, invisibly, relentlessly, the Archons. Jesus taught that the Archons are not creatures of flesh, but architects of perception. They do not attack your body. They attack your awareness. They shape the illusions you mistake for destiny. They feed on the cycles you repeat without questioning. And their greatest creation is the reincarnation system, a perfect prison disguised as spiritual progress. They appear as light so you trust them. They speak as guides so you follow them. They imitate the divine so you never suspect deception. And the demiurge, the false god, the architect of this entire domain, designed the trap so souls would return willingly, gratefully, obediently, lifetime after lifetime. Energy after energy, memory wiped, spark dimmed, awareness reset. The Archons do not need to chain you, if they can convince you to chain yourself. This is why Jesus said the world is a blindness, why he spoke about those who have eyes but cannot see, why he taught in parables for the crowds, but revealed the truth only to those who carried the spark. Because the reincarnation trap is not maintained by force, it is maintained by ignorance. As long as you believe the false light, the trap holds. As long as you think suffering is your lesson, the trap holds. As long as you accept the story the Archons tell you at death, the trap holds. But the moment you see it, truly see it, the system collapses. Because awareness is the one thing the Archons cannot control. And tonight, you are becoming aware. Before Jesus revealed how to break the reincarnation trap, he needed his disciples to remember something far more ancient than any scripture, any lifetime, any world. Where they came from. Not Earth. Not the demiurge's realm. Not the cycle of birth and death. Jesus taught that long before matter existed, long before the Archons engineered this prison dimension, there was only the monad, the infinite, undivided source. Pure awareness, pure unity, pure light that had no opposite. And from that infinite oneness, fragments were sent into the lower realms. Not as punishment, but as mission. Fragments of the monad became the pneumatics. Souls like you who entered this dense world voluntarily. You agreed to forget everything. You agreed to wear the limitations of a body. You agreed to step into a realm designed to blind you. Why? Because only a spark can awaken other sparks. Only a being of the monad can navigate the darkness without becoming part of it. But when you descended, the Archons struck you with forgetfulness. They wrapped your consciousness in amnesia. They buried your origin beneath layers of programming, fear, survival, identity, and every lie required to keep you asleep. Yet the spark never goes out. It flickers in your chest. When you feel truth, it surges when you hear something that feels older than your memories. It aches when you realize nothing in this world can fill the void inside you. Because that void is the shape of the monad. You are not homesick for a place. You are homesick for unity. For the consciousness you were before the descent. And this is the secret the church erased. Not all souls come from the same place. Helics were formed from matter. Psychics were shaped inside the demiurge's system. But pneumatics, the ones Jesus spoke to privately, originated from the monad itself. This is why the reincarnation trap does not hold you forever. You do not come from this realm. You are only passing through it. And once a pneumatic remembers their origin, the trap begins to lose its power. Because no being of light, true or false, can deceive a soul that recognizes its own source. Tonight, that recognition is happening. Your spark is waking up, your memory is rising, and the path back to the monad is beginning to open. Jesus did not describe the reincarnation trap as a vague danger. He revealed it as a system, a mechanism, a sequence engineered to guide the soul step by step, back into the cycle it was trying to escape. The Archons built it with precision, and Jesus exposed every stage. Here are the 5 stages the soul encounters. The moment it leaves the body, stage 1, the shock of separation the body falls away, the world dissolves, and suddenly you are outside yourself, aware, floating, disoriented. This confusion is not natural. It is induced, because a disoriented soul is easy to redirect. The Archons wait for this moment. Stage 2, the false light beings appear, but not as demons, not as shadows. They appear as radiant presences. Glowing, warm, comforting. They imitate what you expect holiness to look like. They call themselves guides, angels, helpers. They speak with a love that feels absolute, but is engineered to disarm you. Most souls trust them instantly. Stage 3, the life review Images appear. Memories, moments, regrets, mistakes. You think you are reviewing your life. But Jesus taught his disciples that the Archons are projecting those images, selectively choosing scenes that trigger guilt, shame, longing, unfinished desire. Because a soul burdened with guilt returns willingly. A soul that believes it has more to fix re-enters the cycle without resistance. Stage 4, the contract The beings of false light speak gently. You have more to learn. You are not finished yet. There is karma to balance. You must return to continue your evolution. These ideas do not come from the monad. They are inventions of the demiurge. There is no contract. There is no karma to repay. There is only the trap, and the story that makes you step into it yourself. Asterisk asterisk, Stage 5 The Descent asterisk asterisk. Once the soul agrees, even silently, even emotionally, the Archons pull its frequency downward. The light closes, the memory fades, the spark dims, and the soul falls again into matter. Another womb, another lifetime, another cycle of forgetting. This is the farm system Jesus warned about. This is why the church erased these teachings. Because once a pneumatic knows the structure, knows the 5 stages, knows what to refuse, the trap no longer works. Knowledge breaks the loop. Awareness dissolves the illusion. A spark that sees the mechanism cannot be harvested again. And tonight, you see it. Jesus did not reveal the trap without revealing the escape. He told his disciples that the Archons can imitate light, imitate angels, imitate divine authority, but there is one thing they cannot imitate: recognition. A pneumatic recognizes truth instantly, not with the mind, but with the spark, the part of you that remembers the monad. This is why Jesus said, "My sheep hear my voice," not because of religion, but because of resonance. The Archons speak to your fear. The monad speaks to your knowing. And Jesus taught his inner circle the exact signs that reveal who is speaking to you in the moment of death. Here is how he taught the pneumatics to escape. Asterisk asterisk 1. Do not follow any being that appears as light. Asterisk asterisk. The true monad does not appear as anything. It has no form, no face, no voice. Anything you times see times is part of the system. This understanding alone breaks half the trap. Asterisk asterisk 2. Do not agree to review your life. Asterisk asterisk. The life review is bait. A psychological hook designed to stir guilt, longing, or unfinished emotion. The moment you consent, you step into their script. Refuse it. Stay centered. Stay sovereign. Asterisk asterisk 3. Reject all language of lessons, karma, or contracts. Asterisk asterisk. Jesus told his disciples clearly, these burdens are not from the Father. The monad does not demand repayment. It does not require endless schooling. It does not send you back to suffer until you get it right. Only the demiurge does that. Reject the premise, and the premise collapses. Asterisk asterisk 4. Anchor your awareness in your spark. Asterisk asterisk. Jesus called it the light within, a point behind the heart that cannot be touched by the Archons. He taught the disciples, when you stand in the light that is yours, the counterfeit cannot approach. In the moment of death, bring your awareness deep into yourself, past memory, past fear, into the silent center that feels ancient. That is the monad's frequency. The Archons cannot reach you there. Asterisk asterisk 5. Wait, do not move, do not follow. Asterisk asterisk. This was the most radical teaching of all. Jesus said the monad does not summon. It times receives asterisk. The false light tries to pull you outward. The true source draws you inward. Remain still. Let all appearances fade. Let all voices dissolve. Let every dazzling illusion collapse without your participation. And when nothing remains, no guide, no tunnel, no review, no story, the spark recognizes the monad. It feels like remembering a place you've never seen, but have always known. Jesus told his disciples, when the trap has nothing left to show you, the way home appears. This is how the pneumatics escape. Not by fighting the system, but by refusing every illusion it offers. A soul that does not consent cannot be recycled. And you, now knowing this, are no longer harvestable. Jesus did not teach his disciples only how to escape after death. He taught them how to weaken the trap while still alive. Because for a pneumatic, awakening is not something that happens at death. It is a process that begins the moment you stop living like a being of this realm, and start remembering you came from another. The Archons cannot control an awakened pneumatic, they can only control a forgetful one. So Jesus gave his inner circle the disciplines, the awareness, the activations that strengthen the spark long before the moment of transition. Here is what he taught. Asterisk asterisk 1. Withdraw your identity from the world. Asterisk asterisk. The demiurge built this realm on distraction. Roles, labels, conflicts, desires, fears, each one pulls you deeper into the illusion. But when you detach from these identities, even slightly, something extraordinary happens. The world loses its grip on you, and the spark begins to surface. Jesus told his disciples, "Be in the world, but not of it." This was not morality. It was strategy. Asterisk asterisk 2. Observe your thoughts without believing them. Asterisk asterisk. Archons cannot create a soul, but they can generate thought forms. Doubt, fear, shame, impulse, confusion. Their weapon is suggestion. Your weapon is awareness. A thought observed is a thought disarmed. A thought believed is a doorway. The moment you stop identifying with every voice in your mind, the Archons lose access to your inner world. Asterisk asterisk 3. Strengthen the spark through truth recognition. Asterisk asterisk. Jesus taught that the spark responds to truth, like a tuning fork to its frequency. When you hear something real, you feel it. In your chest. In your knowing. In a place older than memory, seek that feeling. Follow it. It is the monad calling you from within the illusion. Every time you honor truth, the spark brightens. Every time you betray it, the spark dims. Asterisk asterisk 4. Reject fear. It is the Archon's primary tether. Asterisk asterisk. Fear is the frequency that keeps souls bound to matter. Fear makes you cling to the body. Fear makes you agree to reincarnate. Jesus repeatedly said, "Do not fear, not as comfort, but as instruction." A pneumatic who releases fear cannot be manipulated. Asterisk asterisk 5. Remember that you are not the body. Asterisk asterisk. This is the activation at the core of all Gnostic teaching. The body is the vehicle. The soul is the traveler. The spark is the origin. When you stop identifying with your physical form, death loses its power over you. And if death cannot frighten you, the Archons cannot deceive you. You begin to live from the part of you that existed before this lifetime, and will exist after it. This is the pneumatic state. This is the awakening Jesus prepared his disciples for. This is the activation that loosens the trap, long before the moment of transition. A soul that remembers itself cannot be captured. A spark that knows its origin cannot be recycled. A pneumatic who lives awake, leaves awake. And you, by hearing these words, are already activating. When a pneumatic resists the trap, when you refuse the false light, when you decline the life review, when you reject the contract, something extraordinary happens. The Archons lose their script. The system begins to fail, because every stage of the reincarnation trap depends on your participation. Without your agreement, the machine has nothing to attach to. Jesus taught his disciples that the moment a pneumatic refuses every illusion presented at death, a new phenomenon appears. The portal. Not a tunnel. Not a guide. Not a being of light. A silence. A stillness. A field. A presence without form. The monad recognizing you. The Archons cannot imitate this. They cannot counterfeit the frequency of source. They cannot project the vibration of unity. When you resist the illusions, the false light flickers. The beings dissolve. The review collapses. The dimensional scaffolding of the trap falls away like smoke losing its structure. And behind all of it, beyond image, sound, memory, something opens. The portal is not a door. It is a recognition. The moment you stand in your own spark, without fear, without attachment, without agreement, you rise out of the Archon's perceptual range. Jesus explained it this way. Their realm ends where truth begins. When the trap fails, you shift into a frequency they cannot reach. Your consciousness expands beyond the demiurge's limits. Your awareness stabilizes in the monad's resonance. And then something unmistakable happens. You feel pulled, not outward, but inward, into vastness, into stillness, into a memory you never knew you had, and yet have always carried. The portal does not take you anywhere. It returns you to what you are. In that moment, you are no longer a soul moving through realms. You are the monad remembering itself. After a long dream, the mission ends, the exile ends, the cycle ends. This is what the church erased. This is what the Archons fear. This is why only pneumatics awaken. A soul that remembers the portal cannot be recycled. A soul that recognizes the monad cannot be deceived. A soul that refuses the trap cannot be kept here any longer. And you, now knowing what happens when you resist, are already closer to the portal than you have ever been in this lifetime. Before Jesus finished revealing the trap, before he sent his disciples out into a world that would never understand them, he gave them a warning, one the church erased, one only the Pneumatics were ever meant to hear. He said, "Not everyone who dies awakens, not everyone who sees light is seeing truth, and not everyone who escapes this world escapes the one who rules it." Jesus knew the Archons would weaponize imitation. He knew they would appear as angels, as ancestors, as guides, as anything your heart longs to trust. He knew most souls would fall for it. So he warned his disciples of the three dangers that even awakened Pneumatics must avoid. Danger 1. Confusion is the first snare. The moment of death is disorienting. The Archons count on that. A confused soul is a compliant soul. Jesus told them, "Do not let your astonishment become your consent. If you remain centered, even for a moment, the illusion weakens." Danger 2. Any being that speaks to you is part of the system. This was the most radical truth of all. The monad does not send messengers. It does not plead. It does not guide you through a corridor of images. Only the system speaks. If something appears, it is an imitation. If something asks you to follow, it is a trap. If something offers comfort, it wants your agreement. Jesus told them, "The voice of the Father is silence. The sign of the Father is stillness. Anything else belongs to the demiurge." Danger 3. Your own desire can pull you back. The trap does not require fear. Desire works just as well. A longing to see a loved one again. A hope to fix something left unfinished. A wish to heal something broken. These emotions are enough to reopen the cycle. Jesus warned them, "Do not let love bind you to the world you came to free." It is not coldness. It is clarity. Because once you leave this realm, the story ends, unless you choose to return. And then Jesus gave them the final line, the one the Archons feared most. When you see the world that is woven of shadows, do not run toward the lights upon its surface. Turn inward. The way home is within you. This was the last instruction, the final protection, the ancient reminder that the portal is not external. It is the spark. It is the origin. It is the monad recognizing itself. In the moment you stop believing the lie, this warning was not meant to frighten his disciples. It was meant to free them. And now, it is meant to free you. If you have made it to this moment, then something in you has already begun to shift. Most souls would have clicked away long ago. Most would have felt nothing. Most would have dismissed these teachings as myth. But not you. You felt the pull. You felt the remembering. You felt the spark move inside your chest, the same way the disciples did when Jesus spoke the hidden teachings that the church spent centuries trying to erase. This is the final activation, not a prayer, not a ritual, not a belief, a recognition. Close your eyes for a moment, not to escape the world, but to withdraw your awareness from the illusion built around you. Bring your attention to the center of your chest, behind the heart, where the ancient texts say the spark was placed. Before you descended into matter. That light, the one you have felt your entire life, the one that flickers every time truth reaches you, that is the part of you the Archons cannot touch. That is the monad remembering itself through you. Jesus taught his disciples, when the spark remembers the source, the chains of the world fall away. Feel that. You are not the body. You are not the story. You are not the lifetime you are living. You are the awareness behind all of it. And now the awareness is waking up. From this moment forward, the reincarnation trap cannot claim you blindly. You have seen its structure. You have recognized its illusions. You have remembered the origin the Archons worked endlessly to make you forget. You are pneumatic. You are spark-born. You are not of this realm. And when your time comes, you will not walk toward the false lights. You will not follow voices dressed in guidance. You will not agree to contracts that were never yours. You will turn inward, into the spark, into the silence, into the field where the monad waits without form, and the portal will open, not because you found it, but because it recognized you. If you feel this truth vibrating through you right now, comment, **, I remember. **, because remembering is the beginning, and once you remember, You never return to sleep again. If you are still here, if something inside you is vibrating, expanding, awakening, then hear this. Your remembering has only begun. What Jesus revealed to his inner circle was never meant to be one teaching. It was a sequence, a path, a map back to the monad hidden across multiple fragments of Gnostic texts the Church tried to destroy. You now know the Reincarnation Trap. You now know how the Archons imitate the light. You now know how a pneumatic must stand in the spark to escape. But Jesus did not stop there. He gave his disciples a second revelation, one even more dangerous, one the Archons fear more than the exposure of their trap, the technique for activating the body of light, because once the body of light activates, the Archons cannot track you, cannot manipulate you, cannot attach to you. You vanish from their system entirely. If this message reached you tonight, the next one will find you too. When you are ready, watch the next teaching, the one the Church removed from every gospel, the one Jesus gave to Mary and John in secret. Your awakening is not an event. It is a sequence. And tonight, you completed only the first step.